Good morning, my name's Keith Guidry. We're going to be cooking a Boston butt today, a little pulled pork. We got a 10-pound, about 9.75 pound Boston butt. We're going to leave all this fat on it. I like that it renders down, adds more flavor to the Boston butt. Some people like to carve it off. I'm going to leave it on. We're not going to stuff it. We're basically going to take this mustard. We're going to take some seasoning rub. We're going to rub the outside. We're going to put it on the pit. We just kind of want to put a generous amount of mustard and rub it down all the way around this Boston butt. Get it all over the sides. And we're going to take a little Bad Byron's butt rub, about 2 tablespoons. And then this is a Memphis, Three Little Pigs Memphis rub. Has a more of a vinegary type of base to it. We're going to mix these two together, and we're going to liberally rub it down on the pork roast. And once it's completely rubbed down, we're going to place it on the pit, smoke it at about 250 to 275 for about an hour and a half. Get a good smoke. We're going to be accent smoking it with some peach wood, and we're going to let that cook down for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap it in foil and let it continue to smoke. Total cooking time should take about 3 to 4 hours. You know it's done when that hip bone pulls out with no resistance whatsoever. So we're going to rub this down. We're going to put this on the pit. We'll come back and see you in a little while. Y'all check back with us. It should be good. We got the pit lit. Now we're cooking on a Primo grill. It's a ceramic cooker. It's the only ceramic cooker made in the United States of America. And we have a base fuel right now of a combination of, it's charred wood, but it's a combination of about 80% oak and about 20% hickory. And we're accent wooding it with a little bit of peach wood, just to give that pork a little bit, a mild hint of flavor, additional flavor. And we're just going to place these little chunks of wood right on the coals. We're going to replace the cooking grid right here. And if you notice, if you come over here, Travis, you shoot this, you notice that the coal's off to one side and we have this big void on this side. And that's one of the benefits of the oval Primo cooker, is that you're able to indirectly cook, whereas on most round type ceramic cookers, you're not able to do that. So we're going to, if you back up a little bit, we're going to take this nice, gorgeous looking 10-pound Boston butt. You can see all the rub's been rubbed all the way around it, pretty much every exposed piece of meat. We're going to take it and we're going to sear it first over the direct fire and open smoke it for about 10 to 20 minutes on each side. We're going to roll it around a few times. We're going to check on it periodically. We're going to do this at a little bit slightly higher temperature, probably about 350. And then we're going to, after we get a good smoky color and kind of seared on all sides, we're going to roll it over onto the indirect side, and then we're going to lower the dampers. We're going to shut the dampers in the intake and lower that temperature to about 275, just below 300, and we're going to finish cooking it. So check back with us, and I think you'll enjoy what the outcome's going to look like. The next step should be after it's been smoked, so check back with us. This is just a thermometer. We got one that will eventually go in the meat, but it's not in there yet. It's still raw. This is just showing that the surface temperature on the Primo grill is about 391. We're trying to keep it around 350. And the oven temperature is registering perfectly at 350. So we're just going to check it. You can already see this nice, beautiful, golden, smoky color on the butt, on the edges right here. We're going to roll the fat side. You see how it's got a nice charred effect. All that fat's been rendering down, dripping on all the hot coals, kind of maybe searing it and smoking it up a little bit. We're going to keep this side, do the same thing. It's been on there about 20 minutes. We're going to close the lid. We're going to cook it about another 20 minutes, sear this side. And after both sides have been seared, we're going to, like I said, we're going to roll it over this unlit side here, and we're going to finish cooking it. We're going to check back with you in a minute, so stay tuned. Okay, now we moved the Boston butt on the side. We have it indirectly cooking for about 30 minutes now. You can see we got this is the meat probe thermometer. Our internal temperature is only about 65 degrees, so we got a long ways to go. But you can already see the color on the Boston butt has taken on a beautiful color. We got a lot of smoke on it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it in aluminum foil so that it cooks in its own juices. It speeds up the cooking process. All the natural smoke flavor is going to cook deeper into the meat. We're going to take the butt off. We're going to double line aluminum foil, heavy gauge aluminum foil. And we're just going to wrap it up real tight. You want to make sure that no leakage gets out, no steam gets out. So you want to kind of roll the edges real tight. And we're going to put it back on the grill. After we wrap it real tight, we're going to put it back on the grill, cook it indirectly, lower the temperature to about 275. We've been cooking at about 350 up until now. So now we want to cook it low and slow and let that internal temperature get to about 160 to 165 where the bone will just, pull off of the meat. So now that it's nice and tight, we're going to put this back on the grill. Again, coals over here, Boston butts on this side, no coals on this side, indirectly cooking. We're going to close the lid. We're going to shut the damper all but closed, leave a little crack. Take the intake down here. We're going to close that also, just leave a little crack. This should lower the temperature to about 250, 275. We're going to finish cooking it for about 2 more hours. We're going to come back, check that internal temperature. When it hits 160, 165, should be. All right, basically we're at the end of the game here. We got the meat probe thermometer in the pork roast. It was registering about 170, which is a great temperature. You can feel the outside, it's nice and spongy. This bone should pull right out. We're going to put it in a pan. We're going to kill the grill, shut everything down. We're going to take this inside. We're going to take these temperature-proof gloves and we're going to mash that pork and shred it up. We're going to season it. We're going to add some barbecue sauce, and we're going to see you in a little while, and you'll be able to see the reaction on everybody's face when they eat this delicious peachwood smoked Boston butt. Pulled pork. See you in a little while. All right, here we got pulled the Boston butt out the aluminum foil. You can see it's got a beautiful color. I mean, the meat's just falling apart. But this is the really indicator of when it's really well done, is when this shoulder bone basically just comes right out like this, and the meat's no longer sticking to the cartilage or the bone. It's done. So what we're going to do, there's a lot of anjou in here. I don't know if you can see that, Daniel. There's a lot of juice in here that we're going to be a part of the makeup of the sauce. We're just going to break this apart and chop it up real fine. We're going to take a lot of this fat that hasn't rendered off yet, and we're going to throw that away. And we're just going to break up the pork. We're going to take some more seasoning once the meat's all dismembered, and we're going to add the seasoning. We're going to add a lot of sauce to it, let all the liquids marry into the meat, and it's done. So we're going to chop this up. We'll see you in a second for the final episode where we're going to be devouring some delicious Cajun pulled pork. All right, here it is. We got all the pulled pork broken apart. We seasoned it, added the sauce. It looks delicious. I'm going to try it out here just to make sure it's edible. I got a bunch of hungry people standing in line behind me. I'm going to put a little generous topping on some beautiful bread. I'm going to add a little bit of cabbage on top. Add this. Take a bite and we'll see how it tastes. Oh my God! This is probably one of my best and favorite foods. You need to come enjoy this. You can do it at home. If you have any questions, call us toll free at 800-822-4766 and we'll help you out over the phone. Give it a try. It's worth the time and energy. Have a great day.